Hello and welcome to another Artcast with yours truly. I am literally picking up right after I left off from the last one. Because damn, this yard is big. I want to keep at least working until, I don't know, an hour. This is the largest stretch of it. After that, it's all brick patio and stuff. And then there's the little nook at the kitchen window. Other than that, it should be fine. Plus, we're having fun, aren't we, guys? God, this drawing. I had this saved because it was just at the point when I was starting to actually save everything I was drawing. I was like, okay, I'm going to save it and then I'm going to do something with it later. And here we are. Have you guys ever done something? Let me explain. There are some drawings when I look back on them, and I'm like, oh, that's a little better than I remember. But some pieces I can actually associate memories and of what was happening at the time I was drawing it, and then some of us are just like, oh, when the hell did I do this? It's like, oh yeah. And then some drawings just invoke a wave of memories. For example, this was like a very, very eventful weekend. Let's see. First of all, this drawing is of Jhonen Vasquez. This is an exaggerated caricature of the gentleman. This was actually one half of two images I made for the Invader Zim video. Yes, I added a whole another maybe 3 days of production on that video, just because for maybe like a 2-second joke. Yeah, totally worth it. Of course, that's how I always done that. I've always done hey, this will be really fun. It's like, okay, but it's gonna take a week to animate. It's like, okay, sure. Well, I mean, it'll be great. It's not like I can just. I mean, people will recognize the effort, right? I mean, it's not like I should just make a goofy face in the camera and go woogity woogity woo. Meanwhile, some jackass is selling wiggity wiggity woo t-shirts. Anyway, no regrets. But anyway, I was drawing. I was like, okay, this is gonna be a great idea. This is basically going to be the journey Jhonen Vasquez has made from doing Invader Zim to Randy. I was gonna say Randy Quaid. Randy Quaid, ninth grade ninja. Randy Cunningham, ninth grade ninja. Yeah, I was actually amazed that he did the character designs for that series. That's the series is actually better than I gave it credit for. It was on XD. I didn't have XD at the time. The only thing I really wanted to see that was on XD was maybe Gravity Falls. But they just re-aired all those episodes on the regular Disney Channel, so I got to watch them all. Is Disney XD even still around, or did it die? I don't know. But anyway, the point is that I was kind of trying to demonstrate through visuals, Jonen's early days as at slave labor comics, gritty and grungy and just very visceral comic book artist. Just young and angry, a lot to prove. Oh, this is the other image that I started to draw but didn't actually finish on camera. This is not a camera, but on record. And I didn't do that because this was a pain in the ass to make, actually. But the point is, let me just finish my idea with Jhonen. The idea is that he starts out, young, angry, and full of piss and vinegar, and then he gets like lobotomized by Disney, and I don't think anyone used the word sellout, but that's sort of the joke. Is like he made like a very kind of more emblematic cartoon show as opposed to Invader Zim. See, he's got the mouse ears. He's going to have he's got this big grinning smile. It's also like, I guess, yeah, I was trying to do it in two different styles. The original kind of like Johnny the Homicidal Maniac and Invader Zim style versus his new rounder style, which I've said in the video. Both have their ups and downs. I still kind of like the sharp tapered body limbs of the original. But I actually, in some ways, I think the new Dib looks nicer. But anyway, yeah, if you want to see my thoughts about the Invader Zim movie, you can, I'll just put up a link. But yeah, this was a pain in the ass to draw because I wasn't actually in my work environment. Remember how I said did you just get like a flood of memories? Well, first of all, this was the weekend that Mom and Grandma wanted to take a plane trip to Florida, which was also at the same time, in the middle of hurricane season. There was like a 1 week gap where they were able to get in and get out and nothing happened, which was just a huge sort of blessing. But I was like worried shitless. Because Grandma, she's got a cousin out in Florida, and it was her birthday, and she missed her 90th birthday, and they both felt so bad, but Grandma was sick, and she just couldn't get out there, and so she says, I'm going to come for your 90th birthday, Joe. Joe? Is it Joe or Betty? Joe is another one. No, it's Betty. So she scheduled it like a year ahead at the time, not realizing that it's like hurricane weather. So she's scared, I'm scared for them. But it was fine. It worked out great. But anyway, I had to go over to my mom's house and set up shop there because little Chico needed a babysitter. He is getting a little old, and he's getting to be like a little piss pot. And he needs supervision, or he will get up into trouble. I think he's been a little piss pot ever since I moved out, or at least stopped visiting him on a daily basis, because he's just kind of, like I said, he's getting older. He's getting older, he's set in his ways, and he's still he's got a little harumph to him. But anyway, typical setup. Go and watch Chico while Mom's away. Fine, whatever. Then my uncle calls me up and says, I really need your help on this job. I really need, and I'm like, okay. So first of all, I travel in one direction to get to Mom's. Like maybe about 30 minutes of travel. Not bad. Fine. Whatever. It's a commute. Whatever. Then I have to travel when I go out to visit him and do whatever job he's got for me. I have to go and travel another 1 hour out to wherever he's at. He lives in the boondocks. With all the sun mutants. So I wake up one morning. I have to wake up at he wants me out there by 7, so I got to get up at 4. Fine, whatever. I get up, I feed Chico, I take him out, I try to give him as much water and love and attention as I can to last him for like the day. And so I just have to head out there, and it's just like, it's like I feel like I'm being pulled in several different directions, but this one was really, really bad because I'm doing I'm prepping everything for painting and drywall, and I'm worried about Chico and the mess he's going to get him into, and I'm also like looking at the weather forecast, seeing if Grandma's going to be fine. So, you know. Oh, also, this was the weekend that the Steven Universe movie premiered, which is not a negative. It's a positive. It was only a negative in that I was so busy that I couldn't really like. I really wanted to do a Spinel drawing, which I did, but I just kind of wanted that always falls by the wayside. I always feel like I miss cultural touchstones. I don't usually have like that. What's that called? That fear of missing out. Fear of missing out. FOMO. Okay, whatever. I had to spell it out in order to remember what it was. But that was the thing that I was like, I saw after the fact. I was like, oh, I wish I had actually been able to engage in that a little more, because Spinelli is just such a awesome character. I haven't been catching up with Steven Universe Future. I think I like tapped out once they started like going the weird angsty route. Which, sure, you can totally say, hey, he's a teenager now and he's feeling all these like different emotions and things, and but I just don't. Like there was something that hit me in a weird way that I was just tapped out again. Like I said, I have a weird history when it comes to Steven Universe. They'll do something that I'm like, oh, this is really neat, and then they'll just kind of lose me. They'll go off in a different direction, and I'll be like, I don't know. And they'll do something neat with that, and I'm like, oh, that's great. And then they lose focus again, and then run off to something else. And I'm like, okay, can you just, I don't know. And I think there's a lot of things that are like becoming contradictory with Rose. I don't know. I'm trying to actually collect my thought. Maybe I will do something about that. I'm just thinking about that. I'm also thinking about Star Versus. That was kind of a letdown. That ending. I don't know. I got to put it all into a script and do words. Do words. Do words. I got to do words. Put that on a big plaque as a motivational poster. Do words. And a big picture of like Socrates or something. God, this is a fun art style to draw in. And I was trying to make him as like kind of weird and gross. I gave him like the weird alien neck because I knew that he would enjoy that. God, my fingers are getting cold. It's actually a really nice day out. You can probably, I don't know if it's picking up on the mic, but they're like birds singing. The sky is clear. Oh yeah. I was gonna say the reason why this was a pain in the ass is because I was recording this on a smaller computer, and I didn't have. For some reason, it was starting to chug real bad when I had to open up references. Like, I think my love of a program called Pure Image has been espoused quite a bit in these videos, but it's a program that you can basically just drag and drop pictures into and keep them in a kind of open and shut file. And you can organize them, resize them, keep them, export them if you want to. It's great. I think the creators ask for like a $5 donation. I've had to install it on 3 different computers, and I have, if nothing happens to the computers, I give them $5 every time I do it, because this program is such a wonderful time saver. But for some reason, when I opened it on this little computer with my drawing tablet, the drawing monitor, it just chugged. And it was just like a real pain. The pen didn't feel good at all. So it was actually just starting to actually affect performance. So that was kind of... Plus I had to work on like my mother... She got rid of like this big island kitchen. We had this kitchen and she had like an island in the middle of it. And it was great because you could you can put all your food there and just kind of organize and cook off of it and everything. When she started remodeling and putting her new tile in, which that was a whole summer's worth of journeys, she wanted to get rid of it for some reason. I was like, well, why? See, I want the space. I want it to be opened up in the kitchen. The kitchen was not particularly cramped, but I could sort of see what she wanted. It was like, okay, well, we'll get rid of it. Thinking that she'd either get like a table or like a smaller kind of, I don't know, something to put the damn food on when you're cooking it or serving it. She never did. And then we had a dinner party last night because my brother was in town. He got some days off from his gig in the Navy. And so it was just really awkward. There was no kitchens, there was no space to set any of the food down. And then we had to walk across the house because she's made her dining table, her dinner room, dining room. There we go. I talk for a living. To get to the dining room, you have to go through the living room. And then the dining room now has a very small round table. It's not an entertaining house. It's not. It's small parties, very small parties, not very intimate gatherings, not made for 8 or more people. Of course, Grandma's just as bad. She's got a dining room, but she refuses to have anyone go into it because she doesn't want to wreck the carpet. Ugh. So anyway, I was uncomfortable. I was being rushed. I was pulled like a lot of different ways. I was just, ugh. Well, this turned out pretty good. I liked the, I think it was worth it for the, even if it wasn't worth it, it was worth it to me because I really like this joke. The one that just kind of says, oh, here's Jhonen working at slave labor and here's him working at Disney. Mm-hmm. And of course, I have a quite fondness. I think that's something he would come up with. Rosebud the bloody poop. And what did I do here? I gave him a bandage. I don't know why. No, okay, that's right. I decided against it. I was like, why did I give him a bandage? I don't remember that. And this is Stick Figure Man, I believe, is his name. God, I remember reading all these comics. Like high school, definitely. I remember like just the adventures of all Stick Figure Man. And let's see. I started watching Invader Zim. I was like, oh, I love Invader Zim, and then a friend said, oh, you should check out his other work, Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh God, no. What my innocence. And of course, I gave him a little like weird claw hand because he always liked to work. Let's see, one of his styles is just kind of like weird deformations of the perspective and the body. Did I give him those weird eyes, or did I just leave him with the blank stare? And I was gonna also no. What am I doing? Oh yeah, yeah. I'm giving some sort of shadow or something. Oh, I was gonna try to do that, but I guess I didn't. And I was thinking about putting words around the border, how he does in like a John the Homicidal Maniac, but I decided against it because I'm not insane. I will leave that up to the master. Anyway, thank you all again for joining me on this one. I will see you all later. Bye-bye.